What's good, baby? It's the Morning Hustle with L'Oreal and Kyle Santillian. We have an open door policy around here, especially for legends.
Yes.
Especially for greats.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And we got a guest today who's been putting on for a very long time in the world of gospel, in the world of R&B. We're talking about all the Grammys and all of that, man. We all know you for being very inspirational, putting out amazing music. BeBe Winans is in the building. Yeah. Good morning.
Here. Good morning.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay.
Honestly, I've been up real early.
Really?
Really
this ain't early to you.
This is not early to me. I've been up since 4.
Okay.
Wow.
It's an every morning thing for me, and then I get ready and I go out into them streets.
Yeah.
When everybody sleep.
I hear you.
And what do? You run?
And I get it done. I run 8 miles.
8 miles every single morning.
Every single morning.
And you could tell because you look amazing, okay? You look great.
Thank you. Feeling great.
And you just shared with us, you just had a birthday that just passed.
Had a birth 62.
Running 8 miles a day. That's crazy.
Come on. Miracles still can happen.
I know that's Are you training for something or is this every day just?
It's an everyday. I run away from the more thick BeBe from the past. That's what I'm doing every morning. So ain't no training. It's just running from.
I love that. There's something that people always do, especially on social media these days. They act like when they get 30, they're old. They act like when they get 30, they're breaking down. Oh, I'm 30 now. Yeah, I've seen the memes. My back. Or have you seen the one where they're going up and down steps and they do it at different ages?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you can't subscribe to that, right? You're forever young, right?
You can. You know, but the truth is, you know, I made up my mind when I was 33, I can change this trajectory. And I did. And what I try to encourage people is that it's never too late. And that age really has nothing to do with your health.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with your health. And so I kind of prove that by living it and so and try to spread it around. So I'm excited. This may sound crazy, but I'm excited when it's time for me to go do my doctor appointment.
I know that's right, because you're like, I'm good.
I'm good. Come on, let's put that thing in.
Yeah.
I show my heart rate.
We do see that, though. We do see, especially with, like, our black men, like, scared of the doctor, scared of going to those doctor's appointments.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for good reason. But at the same time, I've lost too many friends this year.
Yeah.
You know, to heart attacks and strokes and everything that is in our control to change. Now, you can't control a bus hitting you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
But you can control high blood pressure and various other things that has taken us out. So it's really important that we spread that news and really fall in love with ourselves and take care of ourselves.
For sure.
It's crazy you say that because just recently we lost Frankie Beverly, and you both you guys were at the Urban One honors.
Yes.
And did you come across him? Did y'all get to have a conversation?
Always have a conversation with. He was a dear friend and just a wonderful man who took care of himself too.
Yeah.
You know, and so but you never know when it's the last time. So I really do take out time and let people know that I love them and that I'm standing with them. And so with Frankie and various others, I make it my business to make it to them and let them know how much I appreciate them.
All right, so from what we understand, you've been kind of like pulling the wool over people's eyes for a long time. From what we've recently may have found out that Winans is not your actual last name.
It wasn't our birth name. My father, his father denied that he was his son. You know, so he took on his mother's name, which was Glenn, last name, Glenn. So all of us was Glenn's, Benjamin Glenn, BeBe Glenn.
BeBe Glenn.
That don't ring, does it?
Ladies and gentlemen,
BeBe and CeCe Glenn.
Oh, no, maybe it don't hit that hard.
Not as hard.
So he had a strand relationship with his father, right? But loved his grandfather, which his name was Isaiah Winans. And so before my grandfather died, my great-grandfather died, he put my father aside and said, "You love me, right?" And my father loved him. He said, "Yes, I love you." He said, "Well, I want my name to remain in the earth. So change your name." And my father took us all to the courthouse and changed our names from Glenn to Winans.
That is amazing.
Oh, man.
That's
so everybody
fire.
with the last name Glenn got to join follow suit, right?
Or
They love you, right?
Or they got left out
you.
of the process. That's amazing.
Yes.
How old were you when that took place?
I was 2 when that took place.
So it didn't.
I was actually, 2. And Cece, because Cece's birthday is coming up. And so Cece was actually born on Winans.
Okay, wow.
Wow,
That is
look
fire.
at that.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
right before she was born.
I love these
love it.
stories.
One more before you guys go. I want to bring up Rich Homie Quan.
Okay.
His passing. I want to talk about handling losing somebody who had dealing with the demon, if you will,
Okay.
of drugs and things like that. So I just kind of frame it that way.
Okay.
Just ask that, and I just want to see where it goes.
Okay. Okay, so just recently, excuse me. Okay, so just recently we lost somebody in the hip hop community, Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah.
Now, what they are saying happened with him is that he may have overdosed from drugs, and we see a lot of artists overdosing nowadays, and their friends kind of just still being around them while they know that they're hooked on these things.
Yeah, and you know what? That's not a friend. That's not a friend. What I learned though is that it's not how you died, it's how you lived, right? And so we lose loved ones, but it's important. Anyone that's been in my life that passed away, whether it was from drugs or various other situations, I can be at that funeral with no regrets. Because I know I told that loved one, you need to change your life.
Yeah.
This is taking you down, you know. But to sit there and be surrounded by people who don't tell you the truth, they're not a friend. So recheck and go down your list and find out who's a friend. And if they're not a real friend, check them all.
Yeah, because I look at that and I'm like, there's a lot of people that are at the funerals that's like, yo, we used to do all of this and we used to. And I'm like, whoa, at what point did you tell him that it's gone too far?
Yeah, because to me, that's not a good time. That's not a real friend. And so I surround myself with people that tell the truth.
Yeah.
You know, because life, one of the things I've learned through all these situations we're going through is that people really think that tomorrow is promised, and it's not.
It's not. It's not.
It's
It
not.
could be you any day.
Yes.
You talked about losing some friends recently. We talked about Frankie Beverly. We all know that you guys were close as a family with Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Were you able to
girl.
express some of that love to her before she passed? How did you deal with her passing?
You know, she was family. I spoke to Whitney almost every day.
Wow.
That's the kind of friend she was. And so on my running path, it's a bittersweet thing. So I live in Nashville, right? And so every morning when I'm running my path, I go across, I run past my first home that I ever bought in Nashville.
Okay.
And I smile and then I laugh because it's the home that I had enough money to put down on a down payment, but then they changed it on the last minute that I was a high risk because I was a musician.
Wow.
And Whitney called and said, hey, did you get that home? I said, well, you know, I got to work a little bit harder. She flew into town unannounced, and then she said, we got to go by that house. I said, well, Whitney, you know, I just want to see it. So we went to the house, was walking through it, and she was like, oh, yeah. Oh, that looks like my brother's kitchen. It's like, what's wrong with you? Oh, that looks like my brother's bathroom. And then the last place, I never will forget it, we're on the back porch, and she said, this looks like your back porch. And she reached in her pocketbook, and she gave me an envelope. And she said, open it. And it was for $50,000 that I needed to buy the house. And she said, I told you this was my brother's house. And so it's things like that, you know, that people don't know how big of a heart she had just to help people and to love on people. So every time I run by that house, I'm just, you know, I'm thinking about her.
That's dope.
And it's crazy because I love it. That's an amazing story. And it almost makes me think about like how her legacy, like we know Whitney, the amazing, incredible voice. And then you have, I feel like in the younger generation, it's kind of like disrespectful, the jokes that are coming and
terrible.
like how do you feel about hearing people like basically bring her down to a drug joke?
It always hurts. I wrote a book a couple of years ago and it was therapeutic for me to get through the death. It's called The Whitney I Knew. And it is amazing the life and the legacy of all she did. People, and that's just people. They want to reduce it just to this little fraction of her life, you know, and that's just not the woman I knew. And so it's always an honor to tell others the stories, the moments that we created that shows the breadth of Whitney Houston.
Did you ever have, whether it was a song, a project, a trip, a vacation, was there ever something that you wanted to do with her that you didn't get a chance to?
No. And I can say, thank
I love
you.
that.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that.
No, not at all, because on the personal, I remember Whitney came in to Nashville. She would fly into Nashville all unannounced. And her family and others that worked with her was calling saying, don't tell her what we called, but is she there?
Looking for her.
Yeah, she's here. You know, but she came, she had just did the Cinderella movie. And it
That's
went
one
off
of my
with Randy,
favorite
right?
movies.
And so
Okay.
my daughter, which was, Whitney was the godmother to my daughter. And when she walked in, I opened the door and my daughter was like 4 or 5 and she said, she was stunned and froze and said, oh my God, hi Cinderella. And Whitney looked at her and said, Lord, I've been reduced to Cinderella.
That is hilarious. That is funny.
I love that.
That is great.
But those were the moments that
Yeah.
you never will forget. You
For
know?
sure.
Did you have a relationship with Bobby?
Yes.
Yeah, like are you still?
Actually, no, yes. And actually, you know, I knew Bobby before Whitney. I laughed because I said to each of them, oh, y'all just friends. Y'all. No, that is not your husband.
You knew it.
No.
Yeah.
No. But, you know, I wrote a song and my baby sister sang with Bobby on his album.
Right.
And there's other, so great friends. At the same time, you know, grown people gonna be grown people.
Right.
And I told her, I said, now look, you make this choice, I'm there. Because I don't have to roll over to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's you and your business.
Right.
But wonderful, still a wonderful friend of mine.
That's what's up. In terms of what you have going on right now, you got a new single called Father in Heaven.
Yes.
Let's talk about what you're doing because you're still active. You're not just out here running.
Well,
You're making music still too.
music is always and will always be my foundation, right? But the last 15 years, you know, I easily walked away from the craziness of touring and all that. But my focus became a Broadway show, which is going up on Broadway this next season.
Okay.
Called Born for This.
I love this.
Which took me 10 years to write.
Wow.
Opened it
Nice.
in the regional theaters, and we're ready for Broadway.
I love this.
I'm excited.
That's dope. That's very dope.
So I didn't go anywhere.
Right.
I was just doing other things.
Understood.
Yeah.
you know?
Understood.
And so it just happened to turn back around where this single, and there's so many songs I can't wait to share from the new album, kind of, you know, it was ready. I've been writing this for 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
You know, and that's what I'm more passionate about,
Right.
is writing.
Right.
So I have some songs I want to share. One of the songs is entitled, I Don't Want to Be Wrong Today.
Today.
I feel like that often. I
Today.
think I'm gonna like
Forget
that one a
tomorrow.
lot.
Yeah. I'll be wrong tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Forget about tomorrow. It's just today. You know, but I wrote that from a movie I saw in 1994. That's how long I've been writing this.
Wow. So it'll be different things like movies and stuff that inspire you at different times.
Yes.
Yeah, because was it a different process from writing the songs versus writing the play? Like what?
Oh, totally. I had to move. I moved to New York and lived there for 10 years and was entrenched in going to every musical to learn how to write for a musical.
Wow.
Because you got to take that 3.5 minute song you usually write for a record and take that and make that about 30 seconds.
Condense it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
Facts.
condense and tell the
Facts.
story, you know, in a musical. So, but it was enjoyable. It was hard work, but it stretched me.
Yeah.
What's one of the shows that you've seen? Because I haven't been to but one Broadway show.
Really?
And I don't even count it.
You have to come to this one.
Yeah, I definitely will be to yours. I will be at yours.
Come on.
What's one that you would say you would recommend someone to see if they've never gone?
Okay, if you've never gone to the show, you need to go see MJ.
I heard that.
Really?
That's what I heard. MJ.
Absolutely.
Really?
Incredible.
Really?
And that's the wonderful thing about going to all these musicals, because it caused me to look at my musical and say, oh, we could do better doing it this way, the way MJ was. I saw it 3 times.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
So who has seen yours, though? Yeah, I want to see that. Who has seen yours? Anyone? Yeah.
Wonderful people came to the regional theaters, because we were in Boston, we were in Santa Monica, we started in Atlanta at the Alliance Theater, and so wonderful people came. Stephanie Mills and various other.
I can't wait.
Nice.
I can't wait to see this. Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I was out the loop. I'm in now. I know what's going on now.
Gotta check it out. Gotta check it out.
Stay in the loop.
Now, let me ask you about what's going on right now, because you are an OG in the music business.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And when you see, I'm imagining that you've seen a lot of things over the years in the business itself, and you see what Diddy is going through right now. What kind of thoughts come to mind?
BeBe didn't go to no freak off. Don't you ask him about that.
That's true.
That's
very true.
But what kind of thoughts does it bring to
Because
mind?
BeBe didn't go to no after party.
He didn't go to no freak off.
No.
He trying to come for you, I think.
No, I think he's trying to come for me, because that's an easy no. But what hurts and what should be learned is this: that with power, with success, comes great responsibility.
That's right.
And I've seen, and it's just not just him, but there's so many situations in the music business, in the entertainment business in general,
For sure.
from executives down, where they take that power can corrupt you. And so it was important to me, with any and every success situation that I had, that I surrounded myself around people that was going to say, hey, you're walking a little bit too fast.
See? You need
Your
those
circle's
people.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with that, my heart goes out to all the victims and everything that people are going through. At the same time, it is such a lesson.
Yes.
It is such a lesson for those who are out there now, seeking. I'd say it like this. So I've been blessed to meet incredible people like Maya Angelou. And Maya Angelou said something to me that I never forget. She said, BeBe, everybody's trying to get to the top, want to be number one. She said, but enjoy the struggle, because it's in the struggle that you find out who people are. In the struggle, you find out who you are.
Come on now, you talking to somebody this morning. I think it's me.
But it's in the struggle.
I think it's me.
You find out who God is. And so I've learned to enjoy the struggle. And so when you learn that, when you get to number one, you still realize, oh, I know who I am before I got here.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
no
number
need to
one
change.
ain't gonna change me.
I love that. I love that. That's dope.
But you're also doing other things. You have a brand new sitcom that you're in. This is different for you. Mind your business.
It was something that was asked of me years ago. I will say this. So Denzel Washington, a great friend, and
Come on now, talk your talk.
Come on.
That's a lot of big names.
I'm not jumping.
Denzel, Maya Angelou.
What do you mean, Whitney or Maya?
But my first single, In Harm's Way, was directed by Denzel.
That's amazing.
Right? And it was his first directorial. And so at the end of the video session, he called me to the corner. He said, I'm going to say this to you one time. I said, okay, what did I do? We have been friends for a long time. Denzel will tell you the truth. And he said, you got some acting in you. You should do some acting. You really know how to act. I was like,
wow.
Whoa, wait. Denzel Washington is telling me that I can act.
Yes.
He said, yeah. I said, well, you don't have to worry about that coming out of this year, because I'm not going to let it go in this year. Right? And so 10 years down the road, I'm asked by this man who I don't know at a birthday party for Maya, and he says, you're going to be in my next movie. And I said, oh, so you do movies? He said, and then didn't share anything else. Long story short, got this call. They asked me to be in this movie, and I'm like, oh my God. And I asked some acting friends, should I do it? And they said, yeah, the director's incredible. And so find out the director who asked me was the one who directed Silence of the Lambs,
Whoa.
Philadelphia.
What?
I mean, I got some, and starring in the movie was Denzel and Meryl Streep.
Wow.
You talking about a nervous brother.
Yes.
Oh my
What?
You had to call on your other friend Jesus for that.
Hey, because he will be there.
He will be there, won't he do it?
He held my hand. but that started the ball rolling, right? But I just waited for some right moments. And so actually when I leave here, I'm going to do a movie for Lifetime.
Wow.
A Christmas movie. And my niece, who is an actress, who was in Oprah Winfrey's Greenleaf, Deborah Joy. She's playing my daughter.
Oh, wow. I love Greenleaf. That's what good. Yes.
Dope.
I love this. Okay, so that means you got everything rolling right now. So that means we're also going to get another duet with you and Cece, right? Yeah?
We're talking about one more major tour. It will be the last one, but a world tour. And one of the things we never did was a live album. So,
Okay.
Look at this.
Okay.
you
now.
gonna be there? So you got
Yeah,
two
I'm gonna
things.
be there.
You're gonna be there for that,
I'm
and you
gonna be
got
there.
the musical. You
I'm gonna be, you stuck with me now. I know what you gonna be running down the street. I'm gonna be chasing you.
It's an 8 mile run, though. That's an 8 mile run.
I got a car. yeah, you got that.
You got it.
I'll be beeping the horn, brother.
That is great. That is great. Hey, we're gonna have to do that early.
Yeah, telling you.
So
I'm trying to be added in your interviews like my good friend L'Oreal. You know, I want it to be like the Oprah thing. You know what I mean?
That is hilarious. Brother, thank you so much for coming by
Thank you
today,
for
man.
having
We
me.
wish you the best, and you've continued to give us so much great content over the years, and we thank you for it, and thank you for spending time with us
I
today.
appreciate it.
For sure.
Amazing.
Oh, man.
We are the Morning Hustle.